Hey, it's Sydney Sweeney. I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and obviously zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar, zero patience for slow walkers, those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night, have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
Welcome to another Finely Edged production for the Premier League Cricket Club. Connecting players and coaches, clubs and leagues, volunteers and supporters alike, you're in the right place for the best of the 33 ECB Premier Leagues and the 20 NCCA counties, bringing you the stories, the stats and the standout performances that make this game great. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to both our Premier League and NCCA shows so you don't miss any episodes. Now, shall we get stuck in? Right, welcome everybody to this week's Premier League Cricket Show, brought to you as always by our friends at B3 Cricket. Me and my mate Mr. Hugh Newsome and Cric Stats AI. How we doing, bud?
All good. You know what I did? I did no cricket this weekend whatsoever. I went camping. Much to the dismay of the first team, second team captains.
Agreed. But disgusting.
It was very nice. Do you know what? It was lovely. Nice to get a weekend off with a bit of nice weather. And I couldn't even check the scores because of the lack of reception. So it was great.
And can I just say that you took a weekend off when batters had a weekend and a half generally, so you and Tobes missed out.
Yeah, but I mean, I kicked one off leg stump, middle stump last week, so I might as well throw my toys out the pram and go camping.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, it was nice. It was nice to get a bit of. It's been a bit chaotic this summer, so it's been nice to get a bit of a break.
You may have heard his voice already because he couldn't help but chirping, and I don't blame him. But joining us as always, and even he was in the runs again this weekend. 1 run off 2 balls, but they all count because it was a
red ink.
Mr. Matt Taaffe, Cric. How you doing, mate?
All good. Yeah, it was a nasty time to bat, isn't it? 3 to win, and your skipper sweeps on and misses it, and you've got to walk in.
And it's against your arch rivals as well. You just go in there going, really, lads, do you have to put me through this?
It's a lose-lose, in it? So, but job done.
Job done. Bat under the arm, walk off, away you go. Happy days, done. Hey, you guys did something that happened to a lot of teams around the Premier Leagues of the weekend. Now, here's one for you, Hugh. When I was flicking through the scores yesterday, I thought, there's a lot of teams have won batting second here. And I thought, it looks unusual how many. So I checked it because I'm sad. And would you believe, of the 180 Premier League games around the country at the weekend, 50% of them, 49.8, 50% of them were won by the team batting second.
There we go.
And only 40% won by the team batting first. But more remarkably, one of our favourite leagues for big runs, the Lincolnshire Premier League, all 6 teams batting second won.
Well, I always think it's easier chasing, isn't it? You know what you're doing. Yeah.
Been a bit different in our league this year. It's generally been bat first, win the game, if you go through majority of our results.
Guess what, Mr. Taaffe? Northern Premier League at the weekend, bat first, won 4, chase, won 1. That was you guys.
Yeah, so we were going to bat first, and it is generally the case, win the toss and bat and generally win the game. So weird.
We always talk about extremes of the country. How about this extreme for the country? North Yorkshire and South Durham League go all the way down to South Wales. Both of those leagues, all the teams batting first won. No one batting second one. So, yeah, it evens itself out across the country, maybe, potentially, but we know where all the runs are. And, you know, East Anglia, Lincolnshire, it just seems to be there all the time, doesn't it, still?
Yeah. But the key point from your game, Matt, is what were the Red Arrows like on Saturday? Were they good?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Really good. Flew straight over, let off the smoke, did the heart. Yeah, it was pretty
Does
cool.
everybody stop at that point? Do you all have to stop and have a good look? You can't play cricket when that's going on, can you?
It's a good time to nick off because you're not hearing a thing, are you? But yeah, you stop and just watch for a split second and then get back to it. But it's pretty good.
Even with the power of Blackpool Cricket Club, you couldn't manage to have the heart just as you guys won.
That'd be
No, but it
good.
sort of went over the clubhouse, so it was a little nice touch. But
Absolutely. Thanks, Red Arrows. That's all we'll say.
Oh, I mean,
Premier League.
absolutely. I love a bit of red arrows and just,
Oh,
kid in a candy store with the red arrows. So, yeah,
absolutely.
lovely.
Hey, let's get round to some run scorers, guys. We're going to keep this one relatively quick because of various things that are going on this week. In particular, I am spending a lot of time doing analyst work. Let's start with the run scorers at Cric this week, mate.
yeah, leading the way, 164, 120, Ilminster's Adisha Nayakakara. Again, apologies if I pronounced that wrong, but serious knock. Back-to-back hundreds for North Devon's Rashan Lackmouth. He's carried his bat for 141 not out. Kieran Schwartz for Skelmanthorpe. He's gone to 90 ball, 130, and then backed up with a fifer in the second inning. So proper day out for him. Banstead's Patrick Rowe, 118 not out for them. Mani Sankamura Singh, another 100 for Philadelphia. Just ridiculous player. And then, like you say, we've got an awful lot of hundreds on the noses. Thavindu Dick Weller at St Austell, Linfield's Imesh Udayanga, Rian Perry for Watford Town. But like I say, there's an awful lot that didn't make generally our top 10 this week, but a lot of runs.
There was a lot of runs around without a shadow. And before Hugh talks about the national runs, because there's a very familiar name at the top, there's also a very familiar name to our pod who avoided a jug at the weekend, Mr. Nick Anderson of Didsbury with 99. We'll move on, shall we? Hugh, who's at the top of the run scorers, mate?
I think we could, before I go into the run scorers, I think we can claim that this pod is possibly the worst place, and we are the worst at pronouncing Southeast Asian surnames. So I think we should put our hands up, and in the winter we need to just get practicing because we are shit at pronouncing Southeast Asian surnames. So thank you and apologies to all those who we mispronounced through the summer. We do our best and we are crap at it. Matt is probably better than most. Top of the run scorers, Darren Stevens. We mentioned him last week. He actually hasn't had a wonderful season by his account. He got some decent runs last week and he's backed it up with 167 off 127 balls for St Lawrence and Highland Court. Still going strong. Timothy Reynolds second, 164 off 118 balls in the Cheshire League. Cameron Herring, 161 not out off 131 balls for Pontedullas against Ennistawi. And Jake Gibson at Cuckfield in the Sussex League. He's got 158 against Roffey off just 128 balls. And Adam Jones still going strong, 142 and not out for Sudbury against Whittam in the East Anglia Premier League. Those are the top five. But yeah, the one that jumped out at me, Aaron Lilly, 124 not out from 40 balls for Hoyland Swain. And the thing that jumps out at me about that, other than the 124 not out of 40 balls, is that he's hardly got a bat this year. You've got Aaron Lilly sitting there, batting 6, and he's hardly got a bat. He's averaging just for the club, just shy of 60. He's only got 287 runs in 12 innings. He just keeps getting reading because he's not required. Hoyland Swain's batting line up of Ben Cola Cadmore. Up top, we've got a decent Furkan Shafiq. He's going pretty well. And then Harpreet Singh Bhatia, beautiful. That's the overseas. Samit Patel, number 4. Luke Bridges, 5. And Aaron Lilly, 6. That's the top 6. You've basically got a first class top 6 batting for Hoyland Swain, and Aaron Lilly's not been required. So I think is that the most stacked batting lineup in the country?
I think it probably is. And to score 416 as they did on Saturday on 50 overs. And one of my favourite players from last year, Harpreet Singh Bhatia, only had a strike rate of 79 for his 88. Whereas everyone else's strike rates were a ton plus, and 300 for Aaron Lilly. 124 off 40, 310. That's cheat code level, isn't it?
It's a bit silly. And the sad thing about it is, we can't see his wicket, but there's plenty of video there for people to watch. Yeah, he's striking at 300. So yeah, it's just a bit silly. I'm just watching a video. I've clicked on it here, and it is the ball going over the fence at Cow Corner. So I suspect if you want to watch few balls going over cow corner. Probably more than the 100, which all seems to be low-scoring knockabout. Hoyland's Wane's the place to go.
Without a doubt. A couple of others to pick up on that I've seen, which are quite interested. So, number 2 in the week, Timothy Reynolds. So, Timothy Reynolds scores 164 off 118 for Timperley. Unfortunately, Timperley lost that game. And there's a stat straight from the Cheshire League this weekend, guys. Batting second in all win-lose matches this season, Timperley have scored 337, 322 and 287 and lost all of them. They don't want to bat second, do they, up there with the slightest? The other one that I picked up, you've already mentioned him, Matt, Paddy Rowe. He was in the commentary box at European Cricket last week, and then he goes out and scores 118 for Banstead at the weekend. Good on him, mate. You're showing support to the guys there. I think he's got a connection with Mr. Maximo, Vinny Sandhu there. But then we go on about this every now and again, Hugh, that coming on the pod, we don't always see people keep form, shall we say, the week after.
No, I don't know. I think it's starting to the tides are turning in that regard.
It turned. Yeah. Paul Borrington, he got a ton last weekend,
back to back.
A couple of weeks ago, we had John Hancock from Port Hill Park, 108.
That's it.
Adam Jones with another big score. I think it's starting to come together for us now, mate, isn't it? These guys are coming on. Their confidence is built up because we're building it up. Yeah, we'll only shoot Taaffe down. We don't shoot anyone else down. Yeah. But also, I've got to give a shout out to a couple of friends of the pod. Cam Herring down at Pontadoula with a big score there. And Sam Young, I think it's his biggest score of the season for Bath. And in our local league, he's one of the little stars of the season, Jimis Deploy with 115 there. So there's some real good numbers going around, but I will go back to the very beginning. Nick Anderson, jug avoidance, 99. My favourite score of the weekend. Don't know why, Nick. Hey, let's have a look at the bowlers, mate. Taaffe, what you got with Cric X?
Yeah, again, plenty of wickets we touched on. Keenan Swartz backing his 100 up in the first innings with a fifer. We've had sixfers for Umega Chatharunga and Dilanka Ubort at Ainsdale and Osterlands. Shreyans Ghosh, 5 for 14 for Hatherley. Safi Ghaffari, 5 for 16 at Richmondshire, the absolute spin wizard. Mo Abid, 5 for 33 for Duckingfield in the GMCL. He's having a great year on the quiet as well. It's generally just 3-fers, 4-fers, 5-fers every week. Lewis Delport, 5 for 52 for Oxford Downs. Vinod Pereira for Endon, another 5-fer. And then, like you say, there was plenty more to choose from, to be honest. But I think the runs outweigh the wickets this weekend at our end.
Well, only just in the country, there were 49 players with 5 or more, 59 tons. So it's outweighed it a little bit, but we got a good one at the top of the national numbers, haven't we, Hugh?
Dan Wilson at Northern, 8 for 74. But yeah, I do think Liverpool Comp, they have a bit of a cheat code. As I've mentioned before, they could bowl all day, so they get more wickets. So it doesn't disqualify. They still got eight wickets, 8 for 74 for Northern against Lee. Top effort there. And then there's a couple of games that haven't quite behaved themselves coming into my system. We've got 2 7-fers. We have 1 7-fer in the Stokesley-Hartlepool game, which when Play Cricket allows me. Yeah, Sahan Daniyakara, he's got 7 for 38 against Hartlepool in the North Yorkshire South Durham League. The other 7-fer is Santosh Gunitalaki, 11 overs, 7 wickets for 52, and that's for sure against Flixton. And then jumping into the others, we've got a 6 for 23, Ash Shaw, JG Meekins against Checkley in the North South Cheshire League. And then Caston Stute in Greshalt Park, 6 for 39 against Menai Bridge. And there's a ton of other 6-fers and 5-fers. Craig brothers jump out there. Harrison Craig, he's got a 5-fer against Old Northamptonians, and his brother has got 4-fer. Connor Craig, 4 for 30. Harrison, 5 for 12 against Old Northamptonians. So, yeah, a useful brotherly partnership there for Oundle Town. Shafiq Ghaffari, 5 for 16, and just rolling down the list. Quite a few really, really top performers there. But, yeah, the Harrison Craig with his 5 for 12 is the top of the 5-fers.
Without a doubt. And I did send that one to Hugh at the weekend. It was 9 for 42 for the Craig brothers. for Oundle Town against Old Northamptonians, and that game was finished in 32.5 overs, the quickest in the country by some way at the weekend. Old Northamptonians bowled out for 86. The Craig brothers just go on and on, causing chaos in that league without a shot in. It's getting tight at the top of the Northampton League with Oundle Town and Findon Dolben as well. So the others that I've picked up on from the national numbers this week. So slightly strange one, but Will Street at Didsbury. So while Nick Anderson was getting 99, Will Street got 5 for 24. But actually, it's not his fifer I want you to watch. I want you to go on Instagram and look at Didsbury's feed and check out Robert Semi celebrating a catch that's been skied because he just knew Will Street was going to catch it. I'm glad he caught it because Robert Semi, you would have been very embarrassed otherwise. It's a great celebration, to say the least. And also, we talked about him with Paul Borrington last week. Been chatting with him over the last week, funnily enough. Alex Brown of Ralston, the top wicket taker in the Derbyshire League, with another fifer. Couldn't stop Ralston getting beat by Denby, but he's clearly the number one bowler in the league at the moment along the way. I think what's interesting for me, gents, around the country is there's a lot of different names this year when it comes to bowlers. There's the regular ones. Yeah, we're always going to see Shafi Ghaffari. We're always going to see the Craig brothers. But there seems to be a lot of newbie names coming up through as well, Hugh. I don't know if you've picked up on that.
Yeah, it's always change, isn't it? It's always interesting to see. I mean, I get a bit excited about the all-rounders as well. And there's a few names popping up there that, aren't super familiar in the all-rounders column. There's some terrific performances there, and just one that's jumped out this weekend, Jake Gibson, Cuckfield, 158 and 4 wickets. I didn't realise he got his 4 wickets as well, so it's a hell of a performance from Jake. And Kieran Schwartz, 130 and a 5 and Caston Stute there, 98 in his 6th. So there's some top performances around the country, match-winning all-round performances.
Most definitely. I think the other thing to look at around the country this weekend, and we're just going to pick up 1 or 2 games that we've seen. So we had a tie. Did you pick up on the tie, Hugh, down in the Surrey Championship?
Missed the tie. No.
So we had Ashted playing Sunbury. Now, this is a classic one for us. This is a classic Premier League cricket show. Sunbury batting first, including Mr. Hugh Weebigan, 164 all out. I think Ashted feeling very, very smug with that, bowling them out for 164. Ashted come into bat, and they got themselves to, are you ready? 135 for 6, chasing 164. They then managed to get themselves to 163 for 7. Cue official 3 wickets, last 2 overs, carnage, needing 2 to win. Sam Hunt, Tom Holmes and Jevon Kerr all gone in the space of 12 balls when they needed 2 to win. That one definitely deserves the award of Carnage of the Week, even though it was only 3 wickets. I'm sure the boys from Ashted did not enjoy going back into the pavilion after that one. They must have probably, I'm guessing, Hugh, most people had their pads gone. It was all ready to go.
I don't know. I'm not feeling confident. I never feel confident that I'm the absolute pessimist in those situations. It's happened too many times. So no, I think they'll be experienced heads and they'll be pleased with their tie.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Definitely. I think what Sunbury will be more surprised at is who took the last 3 wickets. So the last 3 wickets were taken by Hugh Weebigan, 2 for 13 off 5 overs, and a certain Stuart van der Meer. Any relation, do you reckon? 1 over.
Yes.
Sorry, 5 balls, one run for 1 wicket. There can't be many Van der Meers, can there?
No. The one that jumped out at me, and I think you picked up on it as well, the Harborne-Ombersley game in the Birmingham League. That's a hell of a match. That was, yeah, absolutely fantastic. I think just a summary, Harborne batting first, but 342 for 9 in their 55 overs. Ombersley got it with 2 balls to spare, 9 down. It's a tale of 2 finishes, really. And I was Harborne, I suppose Ombersley probably would have been pretty pleased with the position with 8 overs to go. And then Harborne put on 92, I believe, off the last 8 overs. Sorry, 96 for 3 off the last 8 overs. Yeah. Ball flying all over the place. So that put them up into a really, really strong total. you would have thought a match-winning total, and Ombersley just not cruised their way, but they played really solidly all the way through. Everybody's chipped in, decent strike rates. Varitha Arvind 77 from 79, and the captain Luke Powell 66 from 55. Tom Hinley, there's a name, 71 from just 45. So they sort of got it right to up the score up and running through the middle order there, and then actually at the end they didn't have too much to do, and then it all kind of ended in a minor panic as well. Wickets getting lost, not too many runs getting scored. The second to last over went for just 2 runs, and lost a wicket, and then the last 4 balls 4-1 4-4 from the number 11 and the number 10 Ishan Arora and Alex Parker got them over the line. So yeah, it was all under control until it wasn't.
Some game that was, and all I could say is Worcestershire's loss, not playing in the Metro Bank at the
it's a strange one, that.
was Ombersley's gain, having Tom Hinley available on Saturday. Hope he's there at Repton on Friday, though. I'll be there to see Derbyshire against Worcester. I'd love to see Tom Hinley batting for Worcestershire, Rory Hayden coming in bowling for Derbyshire. We'll have a proper NCCA challenges. Swagger off, whatever you want. The 2 of them are going to go at each other, nothing else, aren't they? The other games that I spotted over the weekend that I thought were quite interesting, Hugh. So St Lawrence with their 365 and Holmesdale with their 294. That came to 659 runs. But as I say, Harborne Ombersley was the biggest. Timperley Lindau, 683 runs between the 2 of them. Skelman Thorpe and Golcar, 625 runs. The Huddersfield League is a great one for runs. There's no 2 ways about it. But would you believe there were 13 chases over the weekend of 250 or more?
Yeah, it's plenty of runs about, wasn't there?
Yeah. And anyone who's chasing that down, I think the one that was the most surprising chase for me was actually in the Liverpool and District competition, where Wallasey scored 290 for 3. And Wallasey scored 290 for 3. They're facing Formby. We know what's been happening at Formby all this year, and we're waiting for Ian Cobain to go in and do what Ian Cobain does, and he doesn't. But it didn't matter because Tom Billington scored 110, Lucas Kennedy scored 105, and Ian's 25 off 43 balls looked quite miserly compared to the rest of them, to say the least. So, they still were on the way. And can I just say, we didn't point this out. Dan Wilson's 8-fer is on the back of a 7-fer the week before. Now, has anybody ever gone, Mr. Wilson, challenge?
Probably work. I can probably work that out.
9.
Ooh, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, no,
I doubt it very much. But I think what was interesting in the Liverpool Cobb there, and you'll back me up on this, Taaffe, Ormskirk only drew, Northern won. That gap has it's got interesting a little bit again, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think they're still a win or 2 away in the clear, aren't they? But like you say, anything can happen. But that going back to that form again, there were 6 wickets fell in the day.
Yeah. Bit mad.
Just ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Proper place to bat.
The other ridiculous result of the weekend, and I say this with a little bit of tongue in cheek, is when we talk about the North Staffs and South Cheshire League, there is a very simple rule, as we know here, isn't there? 200 and you win. So when Stone turned up at Port Hill at the weekend and scored 281 for 5, I'm thinking Stoner thinking, John's done. Here we go. Until John Hancock et al. At Port Hill Park together with Thomas Longworth, and they chased it down for one of the biggest chases of the weekend. As I say, John, one of our guests a few weeks ago. But interestingly, 2 games last weekend in that league. One that was the Port Hill one with 284, and one was the game between Alsager and Bagnall Norton where it was a draw. So the rule of thumb didn't quite work out in that league last weekend, Hugh.
No. Just a game that caught my eye. You probably picked up the Sawston game and the second Prem. 410 Sawston put up. Nikhil Garantler, fresh off his Surrey contract, 124 off just 78 balls. Great Richard didn't get anywhere near that. That was a big game. And then just a league table, Harpenden in the Hearts League. Harpenden look well set for the title there, don't they? They've 72 points clear with 3 games to go. basically it's all over by the shouting there, isn't it? That an awful lot's got to go wrong and an awful lot has to go right for them not to take the title. Behave yourselves, fellas. No deductions in the last 3 games. But yeah, I think that league looks pretty much done and dusted. Any other leagues in that you've picked out on that might be
Bradford League, New Farnley now 82 points clear with 5 games to go. They can win it next weekend. And the other one is all the way down south. Horsham are now 73 points clear with 4 games to go in the Sussex League. So I think next week there's a good chance that we'll be able to congratulate our first winners of a Premier League this season. Pretty sure now got the first team unfortunately gone down to the Premier League, and that's in the North East League, where Sunderland with 47 points are 137 behind with 5 games to go in the North East, and I think they're done for mathematically. I think that's the first one to go. So there'll be a change up there. The closest league, we've already talked about it though, Hugh. Definitely North Staffs and South Cheshire. 3 teams within 5 points, 6 games to go. And if you include the next team, it's only 17 points.
Well, Meakin's going all right as well, and they're not far behind, are they? So
yeah, could go absolutely anywhere. That one straight away.
Midlands, Birmingham as well. Birmingham looks close as well. Birmingham's looking pretty good. Smethwick have got a bit of a gap, but that could easily change. So yeah, there's a few. Derbyshire could have been a lot, all over by the shouting as well. But Sandy Acre in second, beat Ockbrook in first, but they've still got a big margin. Looking at probably just shy of 3 game margin there. So a lot's got to go wrong for Ockbrook to blow that. But stranger things have happened.
And talking of the sharp end, we reached the sharp end of the season when it comes to the ECB Club Championship this weekend, 17th of August. Ormskirk at home to Knowle and Dorridge, whilst Penzance welcome all the way from Essex, Wanstead and Snaresbrook. 2 great games. I unfortunately can't make either, which I'm pretty gutted about, to say the least. But we should have a pod later in this week for anyone who's interested, hearing from all 4 captains. We've spoken to a number of them already, and we should have all 4 captains just with a quick chat about them. Let's be honest, it's the biggest game in club cricket to get to the national final at Lord's.
You mean the Village Cup's not as good?
Nope. Not a chance. And I will say it out loud, and I will say it out loud time and time and time again. And the boys are all really excited, as you can imagine, about getting to Lord's. The thought of being there and winning this title. A number of the guys have played there, a number of the guys haven't. But to lead your team out at Lord's and potentially to win that title, I mean, got to ask him, he's still playing Premier League cricket. What dreams are made of, Taaffe?
Yeah, it really is. Like you say, be someday, won't it? I think even if you get a duck at Lord's, you're happy, aren't you?
As long as the tea's good. It's all about the tea, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, most definitely. Great to chat, guys, this week. Real quick one. We've given everyone a sort of shout out as many times around the country as we could with what's cracking off. Hopefully we might have normal service resume next week, or we might actually just do the same again and then have another interview with someone else, because we're just playing around with it at this time of year now because we're all so busy. Mr. Newsome's camping, I'm analysing, and Matt's just snowed under.
Yeah, it's a nice way of putting it, really.
About right. Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks, gents.
All good.
Cheers now. Thanks for joining us at the Premier League Cricket Club. We'll be back soon with more from the world of Premier League and NCCA cricket. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and follow us wherever you get your socials. Or maybe check out our website, premierleaguecricket.co.uk, to stay updated. Until next time, have a good one.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-in and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.